Hey, my village. It's your coach Mo tuning in for my live today. As promised, I said 6 o'clock. Excuse my voice. I'm still trying to get it all the way back. I'll give some of you time to join, say hi, wave, all that. Today's topic is going to be about the Charlamagne therapy session that he had back on the 12th. But I was sick. I wanted to do a review on it because it was a lot of pretty interesting topics that I wanted to go over pertaining to family, kids, things like that. And I was sick. I didn't have no voice, so I couldn't do it at the time, but I did write a lot of notes. And I just rewatched it again today. For those of you who are new to my Facebook page, I am a family and parenting life coach. I help parents co-parent with success to be able to coexist in their child's life. I also help with behavioral issues. And I do one-on-one coaching for one-off family situations for those who are interested in one-on-one coaching. But this topic is about Charlamagne the God. I know a lot of people know that he's a radio personality. He did a live session with Dr. Her name was Jessica Clemens, basically to go deep about his battle with anxiety, PTSD, and having panic attacks. So pretty much it was about mental health, which is really important because a lot of people, mental health is more important than physical health to me. But a lot of people don't give it much attention. They ignore the signs. A lot of people, especially in the Black community, don't believe in going to see someone, a coach, a therapist, to help them get through things that they're struggling with. But there are people that help with those type of things. One of the things that stood out to me that he felt a lot of was parent guilt. He said he feel guilty because his wife basically take care of the kids and do everything because he's going through what he go through. And he said something that was really interesting to me. He mentioned that he have anxiety because of his kids, and it's due to childhood trauma. He was molested at the age of 8 by a older person, a woman. And a lot of people, even in that situation, don't feel like, oh, a man can be molested. But it's true. And if it's not consensual and someone's bothering you, especially at the age of 8, it's not consensual. So he fears stuff like that happening to his own kids. So basically what happened to him as a child, and his parents never got him help in regards to that situation, is now carried on to his adult life, where he get anxiety and panic attacks when it comes to his kids. He call it parental paranoia. And that's a true thing. There's a true disorder in the psychology field called parental anxiety. Everybody know that my background is in psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm about to be done. I got a semester and a half left of my master's in research psychology. I've studied a lot of disorders and things like that, but it is a serious disorder. What they say pretty much when it comes to that is parental paranoia is bigger. It's a bigger danger to kids than anything, because parents can hurt the kids more than anyone else by being paranoid and being overprotective and oversafe. I talked about that before with the helicopter parenting. But pretty much parental anxiety is a disorder, and paranoia parenting is also a disorder. He talked about generational curse and how he felt he started having anxiety a few years ago, and his wife is actually the one that told him he should go get help or speak to someone about it. Another thing he talked about was like breaking the cycle, because a lot of stuff happens over and over in our family, but no one seek help to the point where it just continues. No one ever breaks the cycle. And he's trying not to be the way his dad is. So that's what makes him also paranoid and have panic attack and anxiety, because his dad left the house and started a new family. He said that also affected him as a kid, to see his dad move on and start a new family, he felt like he didn't belong anymore, or you care about your new family more than you care about us because you left my mom. And he said his kids felt the same way too. Like, oh, your grandfather is here. Like, that's crazy for them to say your grandfather like it's not their grandfather too. But they don't feel accepted. And a lot of people go through that separation anxiety when the other parent leave the household and start a new family, things like that. So he was talking about, like, he touched base on a lot of stuff. Far as like with parents, one thing I could resonate with when he said, how your parents would tell you, and I hear this a lot, especially in the African American community, do as I say, not as I do. It's like, I always tell parents, you have to model what you want your child to be. You can't just tell them, oh, don't be like me, but you never show them an example of what they should be like or be a good example to them. You can't say, do as I say, not as I do. How will we know what's right or wrong if we're never shown? A lot of that stuff is learned behavior. And we turn out like our parents because that's what they've shown us. You have to model who you want your child to be. And he also talked about instilling fear in our kids. I know growing up in the African American community, parents whipped you, you got cursed out. They instill fear to where you don't backtalk and stuff like these new generation kids. Because you're scared of your parents. But I don't think that's necessarily a good thing to instill fear in your child, because you block out all communication for your child to want to come talk to you, to have a conversation if something's going on, or like, for example, if they're being molested, they're not going to talk to you because they feel like they're going to get in trouble if I tell my parent this happened, or they're not going to talk to you about those serious things because of that fear. So I don't think necessarily instilling fear in your child just so that they can respect you is a healthy thing, because I feel like it blocks all communication because they feel like they don't have a say, it's not a safe place, and that they're going to get punished if they tell you something or how they feel and express themselves, things like that. He talked about feeling abandoned when his dad left the house. And also, one important thing I seen that he discussed, how they call him Charlamagne the God. His real name is Leonard. He hides behind that radio personality name, and he has lost his own identity. A lot of us do that in real life. We're hiding behind this facade and this person that we portray because we don't know who we are. We never seek who we are. Hey, thank you for tuning in. We never seek who we are, and he feel like he lost himself. He don't know who he is. He discussed how he's Charlamagne the God for everybody else in social media, but at home he's Leonard. But who is Leonard? He said, who is Leonard? I don't know. I don't know my purpose. He's admitted that he's living without a purpose. A lot of people are like that. They go through life without a purpose. You're never going to be happy if you're not living in a life or a society where you love what you do. You can't just go to work and do whatever just to get paid, because that's not a life that's going to be comfortable for you. It's always best to seek out and try to find your purpose. There are coaches that focus on purpose, transitional coaches, people that will help you find what your purpose is. When you're living in your purpose, like right now, I have a scheduled date to stop working my 9 to 5 because coaching is my purpose. It's my calling. And I know that from God. This has been such an amazing experience for me, being a coach, being able to change lives and get results and make families come back together, blending families and people happy, loving their kids again. That is so amazing to me, and it's a great feeling to get the feedback from my clients that I get. People are like, oh my gosh, just even the free stuff that I give out, my videos, people email me and call me and text me and stuff like, oh my gosh, what you just said on this video really related to what I was going through and it really helped. Like, that's such an amazing feeling. When you live your purpose, it's not easy. It's hard because there's a lot of pressure on you to help families. And like me, I'm helping families and kids and stuff like that. But I do see the improvement. I do see the results. People are a lot happier. A lot of people, like some parents, they get to the point where they don't even love their kid anymore. And I'm helping them get back to loving their child again. Loving being a parent, making parenting easy. Just from my training, my background, and the services and products that I have to provide to help them get to that point. I never in my life knew that I would be a parenting coach. I knew I went to school for psychology. I didn't know what I want to do with it. But as a kid, I always thought I would be like a social worker or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Coaching just landed in my lap about a year ago. And it's been so amazing. This year, I've been through so many different ways that it's just like shocks me sometimes when I look back and see I published an article in a women empowerment magazine that's coming out next month. I've done radio interviews. I've helped different people in family and in the parenting segment of my coaching business. I'm able to quit my job. Like, that is so amazing. I never thought that quick that I would be where I'm at now. But back to, thank you, Lucinda. Back to the interview with Charlamagne. Basically, he was saying societal issues caused him to have that anxiety. These shootings at schools, these sex trafficking, that he worries about his kids when they're not in his presence or when he send them off to school. Are they going to come home? A lot of parents experience that anxiety because it is scary in this society where crazy people are doing so many different things at school. Like, I was just talking to kids that were bothering my son, and I told them a kid can only take so much before they snap, just like adults. So when you keep bullying the kid and keep bothering them, eventually there's going to be consequences to that action. And I told them this is why kids come shoot up schools, because they get to the point where they're tired of people bothering them. Or I discussed with them, this is why little kids, the suicide rate for teenagers is really high, because they get tired. They don't feel like they're being heard. They will kill themselves. And I see this all the time. I see all these school shootings. It's been like outrageous, especially the last year or two. There's been so many school shootings. There have been so many kids suicides. This is something we have to work on. And as a parent, it's up to you to fix that. The kid can't go, well, they can go ask for assistance and they can go ask for help, but as a parent, you should see the signs in your kids that they're being bothered or they're depressed. And I did a video on that, like 12 signs to know if your child is suffering depression. You have to pay attention to those things because sometimes they don't feel comfortable telling you what they're going through at school and stuff like that. But you will see the change in their behavior to notice and go talk to them. And that's exactly why I have my icebreaker cards. Open up that communication. You never know what your child is going through. And these kids go through so much more than what we went through when we were younger. They have so much more pressure and social media. I've seen kids depressed because they don't have a lot of followers on social media because they look at social media for validation. It's not good. It's definitely not good. And we have to be aware to keep your kid confident. I've done a lot of videos on how to build your child's confidence and self-esteem. It's very important because you don't want them looking at social media just for validation and then they feel sad or about themselves because they don't look like that Instagram model, things like that. Like, it's very important for you. It starts at home. You speak life into your child. He also talked about how he pretty much was a broken man when he met his wife. He felt like he don't deserve her love. He said he don't feel worthy of her love because he dumped all his problems on her. But he explained how she exudes strength. She's a strong black woman, and she took in, and he said he dumped everything, all his problems, everything. She resolved it. She pretty much is a single parent, but she's married, which is a lot of women deal with. I've seen married women be a single parent because the man is so broken and checked out. They're not there. They're not involved The kids still don't get time with dad. Dad is out working, stressed out, dealing with society all on his shoulders, but not reaching out for help. That's why his wife told him, you need to go see somebody. You need to go see a therapist because you have a lot. And like, that was Pastor Gray that had a video like that. He was saying pretty much his wife birthed him. She have 3 kids because he considered himself one of the people she raised and brought up to how he is now. A lot of women deal with that. You get these broken men who mothers didn't get help for them when they were a child. And I always say, the reason why I am a parent coach is I'm trying to save the kids from the parents. And I know it's not the kid's fault, it's the parent's fault. That's why I work with the parent to get issues resolved, because with their poor parenting decisions, it would cause them to be an adult that need therapy because they didn't reach out early enough, because they were in denial, because they were embarrassed, because they feel like, oh, I'm just going to talk to the people, ask family and friends. You can't ask those broken people because they're part of the problem. It's a generational curse. They can't help you. No one would ever break the cycle if you keep going back into the same people that's part of the problem. Our community has been shunning therapy for years. Yes, they definitely have. And now people are starting to be more aware of therapists and coaches that are out there. It's not nothing wrong with needing help. You just have to be open-minded and ready to have that help. And then a lot of people, they want help, but they want only free help. Free help don't usually help you. And I stopped doing free coaching because in the beginning of the year, I did coach a few people for free, but they don't appreciate your free help. They don't take it serious. When you're paying for something, you would take serious. You would show up on time. You would do the work, and you appreciate it. And I noticed that when you help people for free, they don't give their all. They're just like nonchalant. They're not, they didn't even give a review. And I'm like, I coached you for a whole month for free, and the least you can do is give a review on my website. And no, I didn't even get that. But they're living a better life. They have results. So that's another person asked me, like, why don't you do the free coaching and stuff? I only give so much for free. I could teach you how to do it, but when I'm investing my time as a busy woman, an entrepreneur, I value my time. I don't want my time wasted if you're not going to take it serious. Me as a coach, I had to invest in my business. Just in the last 3 or 4 months, I've invested over $4,000 into a business strategist, a business coach, for me to grow my business and take it to the next level. I invested over $80,000 in my education. I didn't get anything for free or any handouts. So why should I give someone else a handout? You need help, you have to invest, and you have to take it serious. But a lot of people don't understand that. They're just looking for free help, and they wonder why they don't get results. You only can get so much for free. And results don't come with free. You might see a little difference, but when someone can personalize a plan for you and your specific situation, you get better results and you get it fast. And that's what I do. I make a unique plan and personalize my services for parents and families to help them with their specific situation. But he talked about, he associated her helping him and being there for him with love. And he's like, basically she loved him so much that she was there for him and stuff like that. She probably felt sorry, and that was her child's father. So, and I'm guilty of that too. Like, I've been above and beyond for the father of my child. Even when we were in the worst situations, I've always been that friend. And he was pretty much like one of my first clients, helping him build a relationship with his own son and reestablishing that bond and connection. A lot of women do that. I'm not going to kick you when you fall. I'm going to help you get back up, because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit me, because then I'll be able to get help with my child. And I think that's what his wife was trying to do. She don't want her kids to see him fall and broken. So she helped him. She was there. She was that strength. But when you think about a lot of women, they take on that big responsibility of helping people, being the strong one, being the backbone, but nobody's there for them. They don't have anyone to turn to be that strength. And I say that all the time because I'm one of those women that's really strong, but I'm feeling like I don't have anybody to dump on. I don't have anybody to be strong for me for the days I want to be weak and vulnerable. So it goes both ways. Like, a lot of people don't understand that you have to be there for other people and people will be there for you. It can't just be a one-side relationship. And that's how he felt bad and guilty for that and had that parent guilt, because he know he wasn't doing his part as a father and his wife was doing all the work. And he said, being in public service, helping others, while also being like a father, a husband, he had to learn to focus on his mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Because you have to find a balance. There have to be a balance. You can't just like work, and not focus on doing your meditation. Like me, I had to find that balance because I was pretty much like a workaholic. I will work 15, 16-hour days most days, 7 days a week. I usually don't take no days off as an entrepreneur. And people were like, you're going to burn out. And I'm like, I know my limits. In the morning, I meditate. I clear my mind. I do journaling, stuff like that. There's certain things I do. I take myself out to eat in that day or whatever. Self-care is very, very important. And you have to take time out for yourself and not feel guilty about it. Because a lot of parents deal with that parent guilt. And I was just talking to someone about that yesterday. Parent guilt is real. You have to be comfortable doing for yourself before you're healthy enough to do for others. And I always tell people that. And it's a big stigma in regards to seeing a therapist or a coach. A lot of people feel, oh, I'm a bad person because I'm failing at either parenting or life. But that's why there's people out there to help you. It's like you're only failing because you refuse to acknowledge what's wrong. You're in denial. You're avoiding the situation. You can't just ignore it and let it keep getting worse and feel like, oh, if I just don't deal with it, it's going to be resolved eventually with time. But that don't always work. But that's what I wanted to come to you guys with today, to talk about those topics, because it is very important to handle parent guilt, generational curse, breaking the cycle. When you have anxiety, childhood molestation, instilling fear in kids, abandonment, those are all like very important topics to address. And I was so proud of him for coming live and doing a coaching session. Well, he did a therapy session live on TV on a major network and was taking live questions and stuff like that. And the feed on Twitter was just crazy. I just checked it today. It was still people like commenting. It was hashtag Axe CTG, Charlamagne the God. And the feedback was just so amazing. There were so many people that commented. And I did want to tell you guys one more thing. While packing, because y'all know I'm moving in 2 days, I found gift certificates. So I will have those available. I forgot I bought them a long time ago. If you want to either gift someone a session for Christmas, or you want to gift them some, what do I have? Ebooks. I have my ebooks for $7, or what else do I have? My icebreaker cards. I will have the gift certificates available for purchase. If you want to do it, I have about 10 of them, well, 8 of them, because I'm giving 2 special people in my Facebook group. It takes a village to raise a child. I'm going to give 2 people that are very active this whole year. I'm going to gift them one of my, like a free session, a free one-on-one session, which is valued at $125 an hour. And I just feel generous because I appreciate all you guys' support. I love you guys' feedback. And I already know the 2 people that I'm going to pick, but I'll announce it probably next week, and I'm going to give them a free one-on-one session with me because they have wanted to work with me, but finances have been a struggle, and I definitely understand because I'm a single mom. I don't get no child support. They never got child support. I don't get no financial help. So I definitely understand when I have single mothers that seek my help, but just not in the budget right now. But I do have a lot of amazing things coming. I have a workshop scheduled for January that I'm going to announce soon. I'm scheduled to be on a panel for Women's Empowerment Brunch in January. And I'm booked for a few events this next month. So it's been really, really busy, but I am taking one-on-one clients next month. I'll start back with the programs in January for those who are interested in my Co-Parent Like a Boss program. It's a 6-week program right now, and you can purchase it, but we will start doing the work in January. Right now, it's 50% off. It's $1,500, and that's for a 6-week program. You can get on a payment plan. It's not too late to get it, so it'll be at that price for the rest of the year. As of January 1st, it will go back to the $3,000. So you can definitely get that started and start making payments so that you'll be ready to start doing the work come January 1st. I do have a limited amount of people I can take because my schedule is so booked for January with events. So basically reach out to me. I put my website in the description. You can click contact us on my website if you need a payment plan, or if you have questions, or if you want to purchase the gift certificates, and I can get your address to be able to mail them out to you. What is your page name? I don't think I've seen your page. But I know my group is It Takes a Village to Raise a Child, because my village is everything for me. So I did name it that for a specific reason. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed some of the stuff that I said. I definitely will be live again tomorrow. Oh, Raising the Village. Yeah, that is so similar. But I definitely will be live tomorrow. I'm still debating on the topic. I have about 40 topics sitting in my notebook. I have enough for a couple of months that I just been like, God has been sending me messages to get out to you guys. So I am being obedient and I'm speaking to you. So thank you for being active on the live and staying with me. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's time for me to go get some food while I still have time on my lunch break. But I hope you enjoy your day and have a nice night. Bye, you guys.